Welcome to Rica Subtest 1 online test preparation course presented by ricatest.com. The three instructional strategies that improve all components of fluency include accuracy, rate, and prosody. Teachers provide effective fluency instruction using a few different strategies. The first we'll discuss here is monitored oral reading. This is when the teacher monitors a student's oral reading. This strategy works best using the following framework. The teacher uses one-to-one or small group instruction with students who share the same or similar common reading needs. The students read from a text at their independent reading level. A quick reminder here, we find a student's independent reading level when the student reads aloud 95% or more of the words correctly and answers 90% or more of the comprehension questions correctly. And lastly, the text being read should be at a short length, which for elementary students, depending on the grade, should be approximately 50 to 200 words in length. The steps to complete a monitored oral reading lesson are simple and straightforward. First, the teacher reads aloud and models correct accuracy, rate, and prosody as the student listens. Second, the student practices reading the same text aloud. And third, the teacher gives feedback on the student's effort. If while listening, the teacher discovers some patterns of error, for example, not pausing at commas, the teacher should choose an appropriate place to review and say, be sure to pause when you see a comma. Let me read this sentence. Here the cycle repeats, where the teacher models, the student practices, and the teacher provides feedback. So you'll probably notice by now, the Rica test, this is a common framework used for all different types of reading instruction. Monitored oral reading is the instructional strategy we recommend that you use if presented with an essay question on your Rica test about how to support a student's reading fluency. However, there are a few more effective instructional strategies, and what's important is that you find one that resonates most with you. The next instructional strategy to build students' fluency is called repeated reading. As the name says, this instructional strategy gives students the opportunity to read the same text repeatedly or several times. The method of repeated reading works because fluency improves with familiarity of a text. Important considerations when using repeated reading include the text being read should be brief and the same length as mentioned for monitored oral reading. The text should also be at the student's independent reading level. Also, the student should read the text between 4 or 5 times. Media can greatly help students read faster and for longer periods of time. For example, audio assisted reading, where the student listens to a plain recording of the reading with no sound effects, that's read at an appropriate speed for the student so that they can allow the student to understand the modeling of what the reader is doing, can be excellent resources for students. Once the student listens to the pre recorded audio, the student can try to read the text independently. The third method for providing effective fluency instruction is using the paired reading experience. Paired reading happens when students form or are paired together to read the same text. Now, what's important here is that if the two students' reading levels are similar, the children can take turns reading, for example, changing after each page. If the students read at different levels, it can be a great moment for the stronger reader to model effective reading and for the partner to listen and then reread the same passage that the stronger reader just read. Feeling nervous about taking your Rica test? Click the link in the description below, get full access to this Rica test prep course, and start feeling prepared for test day.